Hi, I'm Corey Elliott. I'm sitting here with Kip Casino. He's the Executive Vice President of Research here at Borrell Associates. We are about to put out our Political Outlook 2016 and Beyond paper, and I thought we'd do something a little fun today. I thought I would quiz you on the contents of the paper.
Okay.
You know what you're doing.
No.
I didn't think you did. True or false? Political ad spending just keeps going up every year, year to year, every year.
No, that's wrong. Every year has its own trend. 2 of the years, very little gets spent. It's mostly local. Of course, you have the presidential year where an enormous amount gets spent.
You're correct.
Thanks.
Okay, true or false? Broadcast TV. History has proven that every 4-year cycle is better than the previous 4-year cycle. This will continue through 2020 for broadcast TV.
No, and in fact, broadcast TV's already lost share. But in the future, we're going to see broadcast TV lose a lot more share.
True or false? Between now and Election Day of 2016, the ad money spent on national contests will be just about 6% over what is spent on the local level, really close to each other.
That's really true.
Ah!
And people don't realize that there's an enormous amount spent on the local contests, and especially media, when they're looking for campaign money, normally look at the national seats, the House, the Senate, presidential run, maybe even the governor's run, but they don't look below that at the state and local elections. And there's an enormous amount gathered there.
Next question. In the analysis, we have a very unique measurement, and that's ad spending per eligible voter. Okay? True or false? Between now and Election Day, the state with the highest average voter ad spend is Colorado.
That's true.
Why would that be?
It's a function of two things, really. Before I give you the answer, I should tell you a little bit how we get there. When we look at calculating this stuff and at forecasting it, we don't look from the top down. In other words, we're not looking at what is received by television networks and received by newspapers and received by all these other outlets. What we're looking at is what's spent per eligible voter. And that's our atom, that's our smallest denominator. And then we just add those up through any level that you want to look at, and that's how we get our estimates and our forecasts. Colorado is going to be on top. It's a function of how many highly contested elections we foresee them having in that state, the spending levels in general that have historically been in that state. So next year it's going to be Colorado. It might not be Colorado in 2020, however.
And I believe Florida is the state with the most spending overall.
That's true, and the reason there again is because it's a big state, it's got a lot of population. The spend and remember this is spending on average. If you want to get the most that's being spent, of course the larger states like New York and California are always going to win because they have more people. But that doesn't mean that their spending per eligible voter is all that high.
Next question. On a local level in 2016, more money will be spent on direct mail than digital.
That's false. This is the first year that digital has really shown itself as a major contributor to political campaign spending. This year, we forecast that the amount spent for all the political races in the United States for online or digital advertising is going to exceed $1 billion. And it's going to be about 9.5, somewhere between 9 and 10% of the total spend. At least that's the way we see it now.
Next question. True or false? On average, more money is spent in a state to elect a governor than a congressman.
That's true. People don't realize that. It's as I said earlier, Corey, people don't pay as much attention to the state and local contests as they do to the national runs. But in fact, the gubernatorial elections are quite expensive and getting more so as both parties look to shore up their state representation, because that's laying the groundwork for the future Senate and even the presidential runs.
Well, that's about all we have time for, but I want to thank you, Mr. Casino, for sitting with us. Later this month, we're going to be releasing the report, complete with some state-by-state analysis in there, too. So there's lots of charts, there's lots of tables. Please stop by the Borrell site to find it. And I do have one final question for you. True or false? I am a very attractive man.
To whom?
Ah.